Hold on a minute. Get the lighting here. We got a bit of an emergency here, or sort of an emergency. I've told you all that we have cloning technology. We also have like Android technology. And you may wonder, you might say, I don't believe that 40 guys, and most of them famous, would want to marry you and they'd be willing to wait and not have sex with any other woman besides you. I mean, that's just outrageous. I mean, what's the normal guy going to do with his sex drive? Well, the answer is Vladimir Putin and his nanotechnology research team have created Gail sex dummies. And they're actually like an android that looks and behaves with 98% accuracy, just like me. And they give these Gail sex dummies to the 40 men on my marriage list. I don't know if every single one of the 40 has one, but I think most of them have one. And that's how they get their sexual needs met. This dummy is like an android of myself. Well, we've got a problem right now. Keanu Reeves, who's one of the 40 on my marriage list, was really upset because he couldn't find his dummy. He lives at, I believe he lives at Church of Gail, like most of the men on my marriage list do. And he wanted to make love to the dummy and he couldn't find her. So he got really upset. In fact, I'll read you what he said. He said, I'm not sure if someone is playing a prank on me, but I can't find my Gail sex dummy. I mean, I was just using it the other day and now it's gone. No way. Has anyone seen it? I really need it right now. This is most bodacious. And then my men, Brent Spiner, Matthew McConaughey, and Gerard Butler, Hugh Jackman, they tried to console him. Brent said, I don't believe I've seen your dummy, Keanu. That's awful strange. Are you sure you didn't misplace it? Matthew McConaughey said, oh no, I hope you find her soon. I'd hate to think it walked away and got lost or stolen. And then Gerard Butler wrote, Matthew, those little lassies, as I understand, are highly subservient. It would be highly uncharacteristic for one of those dummies to just walk away and leave her bloke. I'll send a note to the church's lost and found desk to let them know to keep an eye out for it, Keanu. Then Hugh Jackman said, hey, dude, I know I've left mine in all sorts of strange places, the hot tub, the couch, the pool table. One time I came back into the garage one morning and she was face down on the hood of my truck with her dress over her head. You can forget where you leave those things. See, this is how my guys are getting their sexual needs met, folks. And then I wrote, Keanu, hope you find her, Keanu. I could imagine how distressed I would be if I couldn't make love to my Brent. I hear these dummies are almost like me. And then I was making a bunch of music videos for the church from while all this stuff was going on. And then Keanu wrote, Gail, I get so depressed without her. I mean, she approximates you with a 98% accuracy. Needless to say, I'm really, really, really sad right now. Bummer. Apparently, this dummy is a lot like me. Let me continue reading what they've been saying about the dummy. I'm at you can read this for yourself at churchofgail.com under our forum. And then here's more. Vladimir Putin finally got on there. He's been real busy fighting Jesuits for me. I'm sorry to hear of your missing sex robot dummy, Keanu. I never need to use because I get real deal to make brain to brain with Gail. And I gotta say, Vladimir's got a pretty good spirit because he doesn't really get it as much as Brent Spiner does. I kind of neglect him maybe once a month, a couple times a month sometimes. But since he's number 2, I try to nurture him every now and then. When I return to Bridge of Church, I promise to do scan of ship for your sex robot dummy. If she is here, we will find. Brent Spiner. Vladimir, Keanu wanted me to ask you how the scan turned out. He's been pacing outside my room all day. Were you able to locate his dummy? Now, what's interesting is I started feeling really bad for Keanu, so I communicated with him brain to brain. I said, I'm going to make some brain to brain love with you, Keanu. You know, I'm going to go outside my normal rules where I usually just stay with Brent and Vladimir because you're in such distress. And I fell asleep while I was in the middle of doing brain to brain loving with him, and I'm not sure I got the real Keanu. because there have been instances in the past where I've made brain-to-brain loving with one of my men, and the Jesuits one time they put in Rule 13, and she was emulating Brent Spiner by using a dildo. And let me tell you, she did a pretty good imitation of Brent Spiner. I thought it was Brent. We found out later, they said, oh no, Gail, it was Rule 13. She came in with a dildo. Ever since Zach Knight became the Antichrist and he discovered how to break into the brain-to-brain servers, every now and then he'll put in a fake, a Jesuit who will pose as one of my men. So I can't trust brain-to-brain communications anymore ever since Zach Knight became the Antichrist. So I thought I was making love to Kanyo, and I guess my men are going to let me know if that was him or not. Now that the dummy's missing, anything's possible. The Jesuits have got very genius. You got to understand, the Antichrist he's 666 in the Bible. He's a computer genius. And what I think has happened is I think they've reprogrammed this Gail sex dummy. Let me just continue reading what my men said. Vladimir, Kanyo wanted me to ask you how the scan turned out. In other words, they scanned all of Church of Gail looking for my sex dummy. He's been pacing outside my room all day. Were you able to locate his dummy? Vladimir, I must say apology. Today is very busy with important things in church. I forget by accident to start scan. Scan is start now. Don't worry, Kanyo. I am convinced you maybe just forget your sex robot dummy in closet or something. Remember last time you forget where you placed the security blanket you like to hold. It was stuck between bed and wall the whole time. This will be same. I am convinced. Vladimir does speak English, and he doesn't trust any translator, so he uses his own English at Church of Gail, and it's not bad. Vladimir, I speak too soon. We have problem, men. I am lose my erect. Vladimir always says that. He's very direct about his sexual, when he talks about his sex life. Scan shows that Kanyo's sex robot dummy is not anywhere in church. I tried to access remote control service for sex robot, and she does not respond to commands. At this time, we cannot locate her. She is malfunction. Matthew McConaughey, gosh, this is awful. That means she's wandering around somewhere outside. What is she doing? I know what some of you all are thinking. These are all a bunch of fakes. And that's a Matthew McConaughey fake. That's a Gerard Butler fake. I'll just say one thing. If they are fakes, and I don't believe that they are, they have a consistency to their personality. Matthew was always very gentlemanly-like, and he's very caring and considerate and sensitive. And my men tell me he has sensitive fingers. Gerard Butler is probably the most reserved of all the men on my marriage list, but and he is he's very objective and cool and level-headed when he comes across at Church of Gail. Hugh Jackman is the most bodacious of them all, and he's very extremely macho. And then Brent Spiner is just very considerate and concerned and compassionate, very caring. He comes across always very caring and sensitive. Anyways, let me continue this. Gerard Butler said, "Hey, lads." Oh, Gerard Butler always speaks with a Scottish brogue at Church of Gail. For those of you who don't know much about Gerard Butler, he is from Scotland. "Hey, lads, this is no good. Gail surrogates look like Gail and are programmed to emulate her behaviors with 98% accuracy. With a dummy running around behaving like Gail, who knows what kind of trouble she could be getting us into. Citizens may believe it is the real Gail if we don't catch her swiftly." Here's Hugh Jackman. "Whoa, Gerard is right. I'm getting dressed and running out there right now." Then here's Brent Spiner. "Well, this is a little embarrassing. We need to let everyone know that there is a Gail lookalike out there who may be acting a little strange. I'll notify the Gabriel Chana Fox News Network. Gail, it may also be a good idea to make a YouTube video letting people in Florida know that there is a dummy on the loose. It may be helpful to ask viewers to let us know if they have spotted her." Did you hear that, viewers? If you've spotted her, they can send us an email at our churchofgail.com website. Wherever she is, there are sure to have been sightings of her by now. Here's Judge Terrence Jenkins. Oh my goodness. And this is Judge Terrence Jenkins. He always talks like this. Oh my goodness, ain't the prime directive of these sex robots to keep its assigned man sexually satisfied? If Keanu's is malfunctioning, it could very well be given anybody sex. That's real bad. They look just like Gail, so people might think that it's Gail doing that sort of thing. I hope we find her soon and figure out what screw be loose in her. Here's Keanu. Terrance, please don't ever say that. I just don't know what I'd do if my Gail sex dummy was with another man. I mean, I really need her right now. This is so bogus. Whoa. I spoke with Keanu Reeves about a month ago, and that is his personality. I don't believe that these are fakes. We have had problems with imposters at Church of Gail, but from reading what I'm reading here, I don't believe these are fakes. I believe these are the real people here, and I don't think they're under any type of distress. So, folks, there is a Gail dummy of me running around out there, and like a Gail android. And God knows what she may be doing. Okay, I'm gonna let you know what I plan on doing this. I pretty much stay home, so I go to the grocery store, and it's usually Publix or and some. I'm thinking today I might go to a Walmart Supercenter, but I usually go to one of those places. Um, and I have a dentist appointment this week. So if you see me anywhere else, it could well be my dummy. So, especially if she's behaving in a sexual manner. I have not had sex with any man since my ex-husband. So the last time I had sex, I mean literal sex, with flesh with flesh, was probably 1997. So if there's anybody who looks like me who's out there having sex, that's probably my dummy, and you need to uh, you need to call. I would write to Church of Gail before I'd call the police, because the Jesuits often have the police force, and they may use this to try to falsely arrest me and maybe put me in a psychiatric ward again, blaming me for the actions that my dummy's doing. So, and I know somebody saying, "Oh, we don't believe in clones." That's because you're stupid. I mean, go to my website and listen to the tape recording we have with Laurie McBride, clone number 4, right in the middle of the trial. We had to execute her because she started killing people. Then she got replaced with Laurie McBride, clone number 5, and then that one got executed because she had a terrorist mindset. And then we have this all on record. You can hear it. You say, "Oh, those are fake." No, it's not fake. I can vouch in a court of law that Judge Terrance Jenkins had his YouTube channel where he's recorded the trial between me and Laurie McBride, that was an authentic court recording, a recording of an actual trial that took place. I vouch that under penalty of death. I'm telling the truth. And you might say, "Well, you're insane, so it doesn't matter." Okay, if you want to believe that, you're dumb, you're stupid. The Jesuits have you brainwashed. Clones do exist, okay? Right now, and I go into more detail on that on other tapes, but right now, it appears that there is a Gail sex dummy. She looks and behaves like me with 98% accuracy. She's on the loose. If you see her, go to Church of Gail, CHURCHOFGAIL.com, and send us some mail and let us know you've spotted her. And my men, we have our own intelligence network, and we will get on it. And then we're working with the Gabrielle Chana Fox News Channel, and they're reporting on this. So if you find her, please let us know, because we need to rein this loose. Apparently, it looks like the Jesuits may have taken over her programming somehow, and I don't know if they can talk or not. Well, my men haven't told me much about the sex dummies. I don't know if she talks or not, but under Jesuit control, anything is possible, because Jesuits are geniuses with the computer. They've had mind-reading technology for years. They can build spaceships that go way. That's how they destroyed our first Church of Gail spaceship, as we were out. We were so far out into outer space. My men tell me there's a third heaven out there, and that's where God the Father exists. They were like light years out there. We've got pretty amazing technology. You say, "Well, why don't we hear about this on the news?" That's because the news media is 95% 95% controlled by the Jesuits. Okay? And there's certain news that they don't want reported. They don't want the world to know what advanced technology is available and what they're using, because they're doing criminal stuff with it. And that's why you don't know about it. And I'm one of the few news reporters, and I've actually won a Pulitzer Prize for a news report that I gave, that is telling you this stuff. You're going to hear stuff at my news channel that you're not going to hear in the Jesuit-controlled CNN. And we broke some of that control away from them with the Fox News Gabriel Chana channel. But the main CNN and MSNBC and most of the worldwide news does not cover stuff that the Jesuits don't want covered. They do not want the world to know about their cloning technology, about their mind-reading technology, and a lot of futuristic technology that they have, because they're using this to reign in the world and get them all under Jesuit control. And they know if people know what they're doing with this stuff, they're actually murdering people and replacing them with clones. They know if people know what they're doing, that the Jesuits will be destroyed. And that's why they're trying to get me to shut up. They've got to discredit me as crazy. Anyways, we got a Gail sex dummy on the loose. Do not call the police. The police are probably under Jesuit control. Let my men know at Church of Gail. Okay? My guess is the police are under Jesuit control. And if you call the police, I may end up getting arrested, the real Gail, for what my sex dummy is doing. So just let my men know at Church of Gail, CHURCHOFGAIL.com, and then they will get on it, and they will contact the police that they trust. My guess is that you do not want to contact the police on this. My guess is that police maybe... We had an instance a couple months ago. This was before I got taken against my will to go to the psychiatric ward, when one of my relatives wrote a lying statement that got submitted to a judge, claiming that I was doing crazy stuff like running out on the street and waiting for Vladimir Putin to come in a space pod to come get me, which is totally bogus. But we had an instance before that where we discovered the whole entire Florida police force was Jesuit, and the Jesuits had replaced them all. So I advise you, do not let the police know. Let my men know, okay? Go to churchofgail.com. I'm sure that Brent Spiner is standing by the mail right now, and just report any sightings you see of her to my men at Church of Gail, CHURCHOFGAIL.com. And if you are in the area where you hear the Fox News channel, and I've never seen it yet, though my men, they don't let me see it for my protection, then report it to them. Okay, I trust the Fox News Gabriel Chana news channel. Also, you could probably report it to the Fox News channel in general. And but I would probably just limit it to the Fox News Gabriel Chana news channel, because we have had infiltrations at Fox News where Jesuits have gotten inside of Fox News and caused problems. It's less likely to happen. The Jesuit infiltration is less likely to happen at the Fox News Gabriel Chana news channel. So if you know their web address or their phone number, you can contact them. Or you can contact Church of Gail, CHURCHOFGAIL.com. And those of you who help in this matter, thank you. Because I have very high sexual standards. I may have 40 men on my marriage list, but as I've told you, I've never had sex with anybody since about 97. And I only have brain-to-brain sex, and I'm even picky about who I have that with. And I kind of broke my rules and had it with, or thought I was having it with Keanu Reeves, but I'm not sure right now what's going on. So anyways, we got to find this loose Gail sex dummy and get her back under our control and away from Jesuit control.